You're listening to Idiot Radio, taking it to the edge and back.
It's a little bit of a special occasion here at the Idiot Radio Studios. My main man, Triple B Experience, is in the house. Bad Bubba Brewer is with me in studio. My name is Todd DeFazio, Double D, Todd DeFazio Show. And next to me is my man, Bad Bubba Brewer from the Triple B Experience. We're doing a special broadcast today, WrestleMania related. Welcome to the Pittsburgh studio, Bubba. You're always out in your neck of the woods doing the Triple B Experience.
Out in the country. In the country. This is the big city.
Well, welcome, man. This is great. This is kind of a tradition here at Idiot Radio. We always do like a WrestleMania pre-show, just to get everybody in the mood for WrestleMania. This is we're big wrestling fans here, and it's an honor to have a retired professional wrestler
I am retired.
in studio. So he kind of gives it. Usually it's me and my fat friends, and we just sit around and talk about wrestling. And this is an educated point of view having Bubba here. He gives a little more of the behind the curtain point of view versus where we're just casual. Me and my buddies are more casual fans.
I'll try to be as educated as I can be. So,
well, we're going to be breaking down WrestleMania, and it's less than 2 weeks away, Bub.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. I think
The
April,
7th of April.
That whole weekend is going to be wrestling extravaganzas,
Hall of
all
Fame, and then all the other promotions seem to try to do something. NXT does. They'll do something, NXT on Saturday?
I think that, maybe Friday, I'm not sure. But
and
it's
like
every other federation in the United States will be running shows
in that same
weekend.
town,
Yeah. It's a hot spot.
So we're just gonna break down the show. We're gonna talk about possible matches. This is gonna air Wednesday. We're taping it on Sunday, so it's gonna air Wednesday, and we're gonna talk about possible matches. So some of these matches I would think are going to come to light on Monday or Tuesday before this episode airs. What do you think, Bob?
I agree with you on that, and then they'll probably set something up maybe that Monday before. So we got 2 weeks.
Yeah. So let's this is what we're going to do. We're going to break down the possible matches, and then we'll go into the confirmed matches for WrestleMania. And then I think it'd be nice to wrap it up with our favorite WrestleMania moments, and that's a good way to close out the show. What do you think?
I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking, Todd.
Okay, well before we get in the show, for those of the people that are listening that may not know, the Triple B Experience is a part of the Idiot Radio Network, and you're on episode 12? You'll be putting in the books right now.
I got episode 12 in the books, thanks to you, and I'm glad and love to be part of this Idiot Radio family, where I talk about my experiences in the 17 years that I wrestled independently all over Western Pennsylvania and all over the East Coast, and my true love of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the comic book genre. So you gave me that opportunity and that platform.
Well, it's nice. It's a different point of view. You tell stories about your life on the road as a wrestler.
They're extreme sometimes.
You're very passionate about the Steelers,
I
as
very am.
Most of us are, but you verbalize it a lot better than most of us.
I don't know about that. Some people might say different.
I like when you lose your shit on the show and you just start flipping out about the Steelers. And there was a lot to flip out about this year.
This year was the worst year I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, since the Mark Malone, Bubby Brister era, I think it was the first time I really felt bad about being a Steeler fan. They didn't have a bad record, though.
No, we'll rise up like a phoenix. Well, when you beat the Super Bowl champs in December and you're golfing in January is not pretty. It's not a pretty sight.
It's a lot to hang your head on.
Well, you know what, though? It's over. Drama's done. We will rise up like the phoenix, and we get some draft picks and go from there.
Yeah, and other things that you like to talk about on the Triple B Experience is You're a big comic book fan.
I
and
am.
You go into a lot of Marvel.
I do.
Are you more Marvel or a DC guy?
I'm more Marvel than DC. I have a huge collection of Marvel. I've been a Marvel fan all my life. I mean, I like a few. I like Batman.
Yeah,
but
I'm a big
it's
Batman, Superman
It's more the
fan.
Incredible Hulk for me, and like team-oriented stuff like the Avengers and stuff, and big Spider-Man.
Are you
stuff
excited
too.
for the movie coming?
Yeah, but then it could be the end of an era though too, because then they can switch everything up. So I mean, I talk a lot about stuff and a lot of TV shows that I watch and stuff like that. So but you, like I said, you give me the opportunity to use my mouth now, and it's never a dull moment. It never gets tired.
When you said you wanted to get into it, I definitely have the resources, and I wanted to extend.
Ladies and gentlemen, this studio here is the best thing I've ever saw. I am overwhelmed with the technology and how Todd has this system set up, and my hat's off to you, Todd. This is phenomenal here.
Well, hey, I appreciate you being a part of this, and we're just going to
it
grow. 19 is going to be bigger than 18, and 20 is going to be bigger than 19, and
I'm here for the long haul, brother.
We're just going to keep growing listeners and sponsors, and before we get into the wrestling stuff, how can they follow you, the Triple B Experience, if they want to learn more? I know you have a Facebook page.
I do have a Facebook page, Bubba Brewer. They haven't Facebook hasn't switched out my nickname to my real name. My real name's Kenneth. But I also have the Triple B Experience on Facebook, so they can follow me on there. And I have like Instagram, and I have Twitter and stuff like that. And just follow me and listen to me on all the channels of radio stuff that Todd has. Yeah. That and that's how people can listen to me.
iTunes,
all that stuff.
Google
got,
Play,
everything.
SoundCloud, Spreaker, YouTube,
iHeartRadio.
I don't have my notes in front
That's
of
okay.
me.
That's okay. I watch it on the YouTube stuff too. So I mean, I listen to it to make sure because I critique myself, but then I listen to all the other shows. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. But yeah, our newest ones are the SoundCloud and iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Spreaker, YouTube, and so
many opportunities to listen to.
So there's no
idiot.radio.net.
excuse. Plus we have our own app. There's a lot of podcasting. There's a lot of podcasts in Pittsburgh. It's probably one of the biggest cities in America that has podcasting. But we also have the biggest. We're the only one that I know of in the entire city that has their own app. Some people are on apps like TuneIn Radio and different things, but Idiot Radio has its own app.
Plus, being the city of champions, it's always cool to have an app like that.
So you can download the Idiot Radio app on iTunes or Google Play. So it's
just listen to all the shows because all the shows are actually very entertaining. Because I listen just because I do a show for Idiot Radio doesn't mean I don't listen to the other products that are being produced on the channel. Which there's other shows that are actually very, very good.
Well, it's check it out, idiotradio.net. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the WrestleMania, all WrestleMania. This is the Super Bowl or Christmas. That's probably comparable. Super Bowl, Christmas, World Series.
Well, this will be better. This will be better. WrestleMania will be better than the Super Bowl this year. So
yeah, you're right.
In my eyes,
this is the wrestling fans' Christmas. I mean, they call it the granddaddy of them all. Let's go right into possible matches. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't been named that could be named or should be named. So we'll go right into these possible matches.
Okay.
The SmackDown Tag Team titles. There hasn't been any mention of that. There's been some build-up that looks like it's going where they're going with it. It may be a pre-show match.
The pre-show is probably at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I don't see this. Do you see this match possibly being in the?
It'd probably be in the pre-show. I'm gonna guess, but because the Usos they're probably not gonna have them sit out in WrestleMania.
Yeah, the Usos are the champions right now, and the rumor is they could face the Hardys, the Bar, and Shinsuke and Rusev.
Yeah, that'll be a train wreck probably.
I could see the Hardys maybe winning that. If it happens.
And I probably would agree with you because Shinsuke and Rusev, I just don't see them competing on that level to gain the titles.
I think they've really dropped the ball with Shinsuke.
They have.
And I think the fan base hasn't connected with him as much as they should. I think they do, but I don't think they've connected with him as much as they should because his language barrier.
He can't cut.
Even
promos.
though Asuka is just as bad,
right.
but she is more likable than him. I don't know why, but Shinsuke needs a mouthpiece.
But
with
also,
him.
too, Todd, since the Usos just captured a title at the last pay-per-view, will they let him drop it on WrestleMania, like less than a month later? That could be.
Yeah,
That could be.
I see your point there, but I think
like the Hardys too. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Hardys with Matt coming back,
Right.
And they probably don't have much left. This could be their last WrestleMania, maybe one more after this. So I could see them. They did. Did they win the tag titles last year?
They did when
at WrestleMania.
Well, when they came back, and
was
they were
it 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago when they came back. Nobody knew, and it was a real hush hush, and they come through the curtain, and the place went crazy. And I mean, I'm sure they'll go crazy, that Sunday for the Hardys. But I would just say the Usos, and it's surprising that they actually put the titles on the Usos due to the situation where the one got arrested. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
he had a DUI not that long ago.
And Vince doesn't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so that I guess it's kind of like a double standard. But I think they wanted to take the title off of Shane and
To set that up, that
and
feud.
Miz.
Yeah.
Because of they have Shane and Miz
So they had no
fight.
Really had
Yeah,
no choice.
I think that's gonna be the match that steals the show.
One
of them.
Yeah. Shane doesn't blow up. No.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He does
Well,
that
for those that don't know the term "blow up," what does that mean?
Well, that means they just well, for me, you get all hyper and then you just get winded.
Yeah.
Like the Warrior used to do that when he used to get blown up, going to the ring because he'd get all crazy and stuff. And then
he'd
he
be
would
winded before the match started.
Yeah, he'd be all winded. And I've been winded a couple times too. And lately I'm just winded just, walking. But, so I get blown up all the time.
See, you're learning today, guys. You're getting the
we'll teach them
behind the scenes lingo. Coming up, another tag title, the women's tag title, Sasha and Bayley versus. Now this could go a bunch of ways. Like I don't see all these tag team matches having all these teams fighting. This could go a lot of ways. It could go Nia Jax and Tamina. Or it could go Natalya, Beth Phoenix, or the Iconics. They were kind of teasing them all. I don't know if they're just going to make it like 3 teams and just to have them all a part of WrestleMania.
But who could slide in would be the Iconics, just sliding right in and just taking it quickly.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, I like Beth Phoenix. Her coming back was awesome.
Yeah, and she looks better than she did when she wrestled.
Yeah,
she looked in fantastic shape.
And I'm just not a big Boss fan. I like Bayley.
Yeah.
I love Bayley when she first come up and she was down in NXT. But
yeah.
I just don't like Sasha. And Nia Jax she hurts a lot of people. And nothing against Nia. But
yeah, she works stiff and reckless. Now, if Phoenix and Natalya go in, I think maybe they're my pick to win.
Okay, I'm going to go with the Iconics slipping in.
But I feel like if Sasha and Bayley win, it's going to have implications on the co-main event. The 4 horsewomen.
Oh.
They've really teased it a lot in the past couple months. Every time that they cross paths, not so much Charlotte, but with Becky, they always throw up the 4.
Mm-hmm.
When they walk past each other. So I feel like if they win that match and they still have the tag team gold, I think they're going to go straight into the 4 horsewomen. And they've made Rousey almost unstoppable. I mean, we're jumping into the main event already.
We are.
It's kind of relevant to that tag team match. They've made Rousey so unstoppable that I think the only way that they're going to do it is if the only thing they really haven't done is a big female faction.
But
what better way to do it?
But also, Todd, they could bring the faction from NXT to come up. Shannon Baszler can come up and actually help out Rousey. Which you know what I mean. That could happen, and then we got a whole bunch of stuff that we never even thought is possible.
Yeah, and she's from UFC, right?
Yeah.
So then they could build up the 4 horsewomen of UFC versus the 4 horsewomen of WWE.
Right.
And, so I'd like to see Phoenix and Natalya win, but I don't know.
I like that for nostalgic, but I'm going to go with the Icons.
You're
slipping
saying
in.
Iconics?
Yeah, the Iconics.
They're like
they're like Chip and Dale, like the Looney Tune
I
Chipmunks.
feel like they're like the British, the Walmart version of the Bellas.
Yeah,
Like they're not as hot, I guess, or as talented as the Bellas.
and they just get loud, and that's
Yeah.
the they just
They're like they remind me of the typical '80s like glow type female wrestlers. They don't kind of fit this new brand of women, and who would have thought too in this day and age that the women steal the show?
I never thought that.
I
never
mean,
would have
do you
thought
remember like it was like 5 years, not even 5 years ago,
Never
when the
would have
women
thought
were in the ring, they were chanting boring.
This is coming from a promoter who didn't have too many female wrestling on his card because I knew it was going to be not that good. So, and now looking back, like now it's ladies wrestling is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, there's even a local promotion here in the city that's all female.
Yeah.
So when
I
the
mean,
indies are starting to take over with female promotions, if you're a woman and you want to get into wrestling in Pittsburgh, you have a lot of opportunity.
yeah, now you do. Back then you didn't.
No, back 5-10 years ago, you did not.
Back then you were just a valet or a manager, and you
Right.
had to be some eye candy, and hopefully you were good at that. You know what I mean? To not put your hands on your ass and sit there and not cheer or boo or do whatever you need to do to captivate the audience.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion either way, but they definitely are more interesting than the men these days.
Lately they have been.
Yeah. So going into our next match, Lashley, possible opponent for Lashley for the Intercontinental title. I don't know. There's rumors that the Demon.
I don't. If
he
you put
hasn't
the
been
demon
out in a
stuff on,
while.
still not going to beat Bobby Lashley. Legit. I mean, just Lashley's just a powerhouse.
Yeah, I think he's underused. I don't think he needs Leo Rush with him.
No,
I think they're using him wrong.
he doesn't have to say nothing because he lets his actions in the ring speak for himself.
Yeah, the Leo Rush character, I mean, I like what he brings to the table, but I don't think Lashley needs him.
No.
I think he'd be better suited somewhere else.
I don't think so either. But yeah. So I think Lashley's going to retain based on
even if it's the Demon.
even if it's a demon, because I'm just not into that anyway.
You're not a fan of the Demon?
I'm not a fan of Balor anyway, because it just I seen that match where he wrestled Brock Lesnar and stuff, and I was like, oh, come on. Like, to me, I mean, it just wasn't. I didn't care about it, and I wasn't happy. They're making him look like superhuman.
Yeah, he should have been decimated by Lesnar.
But that's how they set it up. But I mean, I'm going to go with Lashley.
I'm saying if he goes Demon, if it even happens,
it probably will, because he hasn't done it in a while. Because he probably needs the Demon to overcome Lashley.
that'll put him over. I
Yeah.
think. The Reigns match. He doesn't have a match. I think they kind of scrambled to put something together for him, because I don't think they really thought they were going to have him yet.
No, I don't think.
And it was a pleasant surprise when he came back.
Well, I read where they knew about it. Like, Vince knew about it 2 weeks before he did that announcement. And I was not. I mean, I hate to say this. I was not a Roman Reigns fan at all.
Yeah.
Like, I'd watch it at home, and my girlfriend, who is a Roman Reigns fan, would just be like, ah. And I'm like, I don't like to be force-fed anything. I like to have it mature. But his promos when he did that, and his hockey, I can't boo him.
Yeah.
You can't boo him now because it's real, and he's overcome something
Yeah,
that everybody's never ever.
It's
overcome
crazy
before.
how the fans they took to him. I was just talking to somebody the other day. How long until after he comes back they start booing him again?
I don't know if they ever will boo him.
You don't think?
I don't know, because you can't, because he's overcome something.
Yeah.
Like, this match here is the match where now I do like Roman, but I always liked Drew McIntyre from his NXT stint.
What
So
he has done,
he's phenomenal.
from his first run to now, he has been an undercard at best to now the main event.
He destroyed all 3 members of the Shield in less than an hour. I mean, so they're pushing him heavy.
I mean, his look, his physique, everything. I mean, he did, when he stepped away from WWE, he did what he needed to do to be the main event.
And he was good in NXT,
hats
too.
off to him for that. But, yeah, I used to have a saying with Reigns, when it rains, it bores.
About 8 months ago, I'd agree with you. But
now he's the outside of the women, the women's main event. That's the hottest story in wrestling right now.
You just
is him overcoming. Look, and I feel like
you can't boo that.
I hate to say this, but I feel like they didn't really release a lot of the details, but I don't think it was as bad. His situation was as bad as they made it sound. Like, I think they caught it super early, and they jumped on it, and he recovered from it.
Well, I guess it's good because if you beat it the first time, it's very hard to beat it the second time.
That's
and then people thought it was like, it was Vince's storyline, and I think I posted something on the Triple B Experience about how people were idiots if they think it was.
They would never do that.
That's just not. That's not a good storyline to do, and he needs to get about maybe 15 or 20 more. He lost a little bit of mass.
Yeah.
So he gets that back and he trains a little bit more. Yeah. So this match here would, in a perfect world for me right now, could be a double count out.
Yeah. Yeah, because both guys are building. Like, Reigns has all the momentum right now because of the cancer stuff, but
right. But Drew does too.
You don't want to bury Drew either.
No, you can't because of him taking out all three members of the Shield in the last two Monday Night Raws. So you do a double count out where they're still fighting and you keep that feud hot.
When you think somebody would maybe do, like, come in and squash it, no contest.
That's what I would.
Maybe would be a surprise that no one would even see coming.
That could be true, but this match here had me just thinking on how and who would you pick, because now, since I do like Roman and I've always liked McIntyre, who can you cheer for? So the best thing would just maybe double count out or something. So
I think we both agree no contest.
Yeah.
On that.
And just let this feud just keep percolating and just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And maybe next year even be the
for the title.
Be the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Another one that's still up in the air, Daniel Bryan. He still doesn't have an opponent.
This is the best storyline in WWE right now.
Well, yeah, the Kofi Kingston thing. Is Vince purposely trying to come off like a racist in this?
No, you don't think he would, but
at this stage of it, I mean, in 2019, I don't know. Socially, they seem
does Vince really care what anybody thinks?
True.
No, I don't think he does.
But I'm curious to see what the reason is that he keeps blocking him.
Because everybody wants it.
Yeah.
And if they want it and he doesn't want it, that's probably how he does that. And that's what, he doesn't listen to the fans. Sometimes he does. Sometimes, he just does his own thing. I'm
just so curious of why they're doing this on television as a part of the storyline to this match. With how uber sensitive everybody is right now with that kind of stuff.
Sure. You had Big E, did a promo and he's like, putting us down. So, it was kind of the inclination of what shouldn't be talking. You know what I mean? Not going to that angle. And realistically, when he beat everybody last Tuesday and then Vince threw that wrench in, and I'm like, he wrestled for an hour on SmackDown pretty much.
Yeah.
And the place went crazy, popped, and then Vince came in and was like, screw you guys. You got to wrestle Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And it just, it's inevitable, but just getting to that main event is just, that's why we're going to watch Tuesday and the next Tuesday.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to throw Kevin Owens in there somehow?
I don't know why they even put him in there in the first place.
Yeah. I don't. They fought. Didn't Owens fight Bryan once already?
Yeah, and he's not a face.
Yeah.
He's more of a heel.
Do you like? Yeah, I like Owens as a heel because he's so quick.
Right.
And
very quick-witted. Yeah.
And he's like, he comes off condescending, and that's probably my favorite part of Kevin Owens. Plus, for a fat guy, he can work.
Yeah. He can move.
He moves like the way smaller guys.
Sure. And they should have him like he was in Ring of Honor when he had that, kill.
Yeah, the Steen stuff.
Yeah, if they just incorporate that and make him a smart-ass, badass kind of worker, it would to me.
Like an anti-hero, like Stone Cold.
Yeah, something, or just.
Well, I mean, he's doing the stunner too for a while there. I don't know if they're gonna kibosh that soon or
who knows. Nobody uses it because only one guy uses it.
Yeah, I
so.
mean, you automatically get compared.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, do you like him as
like him as a heel?
You like him as a heel better than
as a heel? I mean, I like them both as a
he's
coming back. He's
likable as the underdog,
and he's also like his promos, his Captain Planeteer stuff.
Yeah,
his real life gimmick. I mean, he's playing his real life gimmick out. So
he started. I noticed that, like, the kayfabe started doing it on Total Divas. Like,
I don't watch it. I mean, I've seen a couple episodes, but
see, my fiance watches that.
Oh, okay.
So if it's on, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'll watch it.
Right.
But yeah, they definitely, he would be yelling about the carbon footprint and stuff like that, like her waist and stuff and that. So let's just say Brian Kofi.
Okay.
Does Kofi come out on top? I'm gonna say yeah.
I'm gonna say yes too, because the storyline has been so good and the place will explode and 11 years he deserves something being
but
there.
He's never had the world title, right? He's had like the U.S. title.
He had the Intercontinental title once when he was doing that gimmick, but I mean, just something to put him over. And their match at the Chamber match was phenomenal. I mean, and then Kofi's been like just working phenomenally, with the Gauntlet match Tuesday night. So I think they're going to put it on him.
Yeah, they should. And get rid of that ugly belt.
Well, I mean, those belts it's recyclable stuff. It's good.
Yeah. Do you think they'll come out with a whole new design? Or do you think they're just going to go back to the old style?
Probably.
Maybe like a New Day belt or something?
Well, they were supposed to split those guys up. So.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if he does win the belt and New Day turns on him?
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah. Because he's the man now, so...
Well, or like maybe his ego gets so big and they just turn their back on him or something.
Or they feel shunned or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but they're by far one of the most entertaining parts of that whole SmackDown show.
SmackDown's getting real good now, and then they're going to start going to Fox here pretty soon, so they got to go back to wrestling from what I've
Well,
read.
I heard more wrestling, and they want it to be more adult-oriented, like the old...
God bless America.
Yeah. Versus what they have now. They want to be a little more adult, a little less kid-friendly.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking later time slot, maybe 11, 10.
That's fine with me.
I don't know. I mean, I guess as time goes on, but now Disney owns it.
Oh, well. Disney owns the whole world, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been rumors that Vince is going to sell to Disney eventually.
Yeah, well, unless Triple H gets in his ear.
Yeah. So I'd like to see what Triple H does if he actually has complete control. Yeah. And what he's doing in NXT translates to...
Oh, NXT stuff's phenomenal.
Those guys, I noticed those, and I'll talk about it more when we get down the list. Those guys move so fast. Like, the older guys can't keep up with the style is so different.
But they do too much high spots for me, because being older and stuff, and longevity of your body's not... to do all them high spots, man, just takes toll on your body.
Yeah, shortens your career for sure.
So is it really worth it, though? I mean, how much more can you do?
Right. So some rumors, not so much rumors, but unanswered questions maybe, not merely match-oriented. Will John Cena show up?
I will say yes.
I think yes, too. And
not that I really care if he did. I'm not a big Cena fan.
There is a rumor that came out earlier today before we start taping on Sunday, is that they're just gonna get rid of the Angle Corbin match,
and they should.
And it's gonna be Angle Cena.
And I'm gonna go with Kurt Angle. If that happens, I'm taking Angle.
Put Angle over.
I put Angle. Look, I like Cena as a person, and his Make-A-Wish stuff is always great, and his pro-military. And, I'm sure all the boys will be like, oh, Bubba, John Cena's the great. And I don't like Cena. I never did, because I don't like to be forced to like somebody. You know what I mean? But I appreciate all he does outside the ring. It's phenomenal. I just don't like that.
The kids love him, and he was the guy that was there at the time when they wanted to make the change.
Right.
From the Attitude Era, he was
Hulk Hogan without the leg drop and
the squeaky clean.
Yeah.
He brought the five knuckle shuffle, which resembled the Rock.
And I don't get me wrong, a lot of guys like him. A lot of kids. I mean, yeah. But I'm just never ever.
The hair thing though is really throwing me off.
The hair now.
Yeah.
Oh, from the Transformer, the Bumblebee movie or whatever.
Supposedly he's growing it because he's trying to push to be the next Captain America.
That'll make me mad.
If he-
That'll piss me off.
Yeah, so that's the rumor that he could be the next Cap.
I
know he's pushing for it. And at one time when he was on that last run in December when he came in, he had like Captain America colors, and even had the star on, I think, a wristband or something.
His acting ability is not good enough for
he
Marvel.
needs a few more under his belt.
Right. Like I would take Stephen Amell from the Green Arrow. I would take him as an actor over John Cena in a Marvel type Captain America thing.
And they're killing Arrow. I think there's like one more season left.
10 episodes left. But he actually would fit the part, and actually he's a lot younger, so he could maintain it and maybe take it a little further.
Yeah.
But they might switch out. Who knows? But no Cena for. I don't even like any of Cena's movies.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen Bumblebee yet.
I haven't
next
either.
Week when it comes out, but. Now, before we get into any more, what about The Rock? Do you think The Rock's going to show up?
No, I don't think so.
No. I think they would be exploiting it to get a few more people interested.
And I heard last night. I heard he was sick.
Oh yeah,
that's what I heard last night.
Huh? Like a
virus or something? Maybe I could be wrong, or he was retaining. I don't know, but I heard he was sick last night. We were talking about him last night at my house.
You know what would have been ultimate for me to see is. A healthy Roman, go through the year, have the title, turn heel, which I've wanted him to do. I think they turned the wrong guy heel a long time ago when they turned Seth. I felt like they should have turned Roman. But give him the belt, turn him heel, have him in The Rock.
Oh, that'd be
at WrestleMania.
Well, then there you go. Then I'd have to go against Roman on that one because it's The Rock. It's The Rock. You know what I mean?
But I think Roman would have flourished with that. That's me kind of dream booking there.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Now, do you think Stone Cold's going to show up?
As much as I'm a big Stone Cold mark, I'm going to say no.
No appearance, nothing?
No.
The best for me, what was it, the 1,000th episode of Raw, when he came out, didn't say anything, and just stunned the whole McMahon family.
He doesn't have to say nothing.
To me, that was probably the best part of that whole anniversary show.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. It was not very good.
Yeah, when they were jumping back and forth through the buildings.
It's terrible.
Undertaker, you think he shows up?
Yes, and I think Taker. I just seen a picture of Taker, and he lost a little bit of weight. He looked good. I think Taker's going to wrestle.
See,
I don't
you think
know
he's going to wrestle?
I think he'll wrestle. I mean, he just wrestled in Saudi Arabia for millions.
Do you think he'd wrestle the Demon?
He'd crush the Demon.
Yeah, right.
I just don't.
Now, Sting is throwing it. Maybe, just maybe, he doesn't wrestle at all.
15 years too late.
And
I would love to see that too.
He comes at WrestleMania to call Sting out for the next Saudi Arabia show, because I know the Undertaker's confirmed for Saudi Arabia.
Well, when the
and
Prince,
Sting's been running off at the mouth a lot lately, saying he wants to do one more match.
How's his neck and back though?
He looked really old at the Ric Flair birthday party.
Yeah,
he looked. That's probably the oldest he's looked in a while.
Well, anything is done. If that Prince wants something, he'll pay for it.
And he's a 90s mark. So, like, he didn't know, like, any of the new guys, but he knew all the old guys. Like, he was, like, trying to get guys booked that are dead. Like, he was trying to get Ultimate Warrior. like that's how out of touch he was. But
wow.
He
all
was
that money, and he still don't have the common knowledge on who's who.
So
I guess when you're rich, you don't know too much.
Yeah.
You don't need to know, I guess.
I forget. There was somebody else they wanted that was...
We paid Hogan all that money just to do a promo.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
No, I think that'd be a good angle to, if both of them just had, like, both of them come out and stare at each other at WrestleMania and set it up for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I could
know,
see that.
that would be cool.
If Sting's okay to wrestle.
He doesn't have to do much.
Right.
If you do it smart and just wrestle and don't do any high spots,
Yeah.
and watch his neck.
Yeah.
But
They could probably do it safe and
money talks.
Yeah.
$1 million or $2 million or whatever. That Prince paid for what, the King, $200 million for that last one.
It's crazy. If he got it, I guess.
I'd go wrestle and I'd suck, but I'd do it. But yeah, I see him doing something.
Now, Hogan. He's confirmed to be
He's
there.
coming. He's coming. He's do something.
Now, I heard, I don't know how true it is, Beefcake could be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and that's where Hogan will, because I just seen...
and that'll tie him into the show.
Yeah, because Beefcake was just at his store down in Orlando, and Hogan was down there. Because I have stuff on Facebook.
They always go live from the store.
Yeah, he's like, hey, brother, I got this belt that I'm selling, and blah, 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 blah. But Beefcake was there. But realistically...
They had a falling out not that long ago. I guess they've
everybody
cleared it up.
Well, in wrestling, everybody has a falling out.
Yeah.
And they get back together, and then they're falling out again. And it's like Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, he might do that, or he might. I don't know. Who knows? But he'll show up. It's Hogan.
I read an interview with him recently, and he said he'll never step in the ring, as he shouldn't.
No,
because you want to remember him as Hulk. You don't want to remember him as the old guy.
Right. Like when he wrestled The Rock at WrestleMania. I mean, that was electric. I think.
Yeah, you can't top that.
No.
Nothing you could do from this point on.
No, and all his
even though it'd be cool
crap.
to see him and Cena. When Cena was in his prime, it's probably 2-3 years too late for that.
That's why we watch the WWE Network. We can. Go
I
back
think
in time.
Flair, went a little longer than he should have.
Yeah, I was at that WrestleMania, and it was
with him and Michaels.
Yeah, I was there way up in the peanut gallery, but I was there. But yeah, he went a little too long, and then he got back into TNA and did some stuff which he shouldn't have done that either. And now he just. I mean, he's 70-some years old.
If the horsewomen come back, he could be the
James J. Dillon.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, I would like that, but that's us.
That's
booking.
yeah.
So
well,
I don't think Vince is going to go for that.
Well, maybe WWE will give us a call and we can we can be part of the creative team. You know what I mean?
I heard they hired, I heard they have movie writers on their staff, but now they're starting to go with Pritchard and Jarrett and. They're starting to bring some of the old time
and they're letting
guys.
And they're letting Bruce do his podcast.
Yeah.
And they're letting him do whatever because he's probably doing whatever he wants to do and he's coming back and he's trying to just maintain stuff because Vince probably said, "Hey, we got to go back to the way it used to be a little bit."
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I am too. Asuka, do you think she defends?
Yeah, probably earlier in the show. Whoever she works, so she'll win. I like Asuka.
I thought last year her and Charlotte's match was the best match of the night.
Yeah.
So, it's who is she gonna work though?
It was
outside of that top 4 or 5 women, there's a big drop off.
Yeah.
And so they got to put her in with somebody that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, but some of them, those middle card are moving up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that Mandy Rose is coming on. She just.
Yeah, I think some of them they're not there. They got to turn that corner.
And then what really would be cool if the girls from NXT would come up and challenge her. That would be something.
It'd probably be a great match too.
Or have the two girls from NXT. I don't know all the names, but if they come out and just both of those two just jumped her.
Yeah.
After the match and then something up, that'd be cool.
What about that? What's that girl they keep? That she reminds me of an '80s glow gimmick too, where she comes out like the Jezebel,
she has the hair,
blonde haired girl that comes out. She just walks out and then
that Lacey Evans. See, she could go against Lacey Evans, but I think, and that's all she's been doing. They just haven't done anything with her.
Yeah,
unless and I think when we get down a little bit on our itinerary, I think that Lacey Evans will probably be the women's battle royal champion.
Okay, yeah. Samoa Joe. You think he'll?
I think he's wrestling maybe Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Now they're putting it out there.
Maybe.
And I think the core we talked about this earlier.
He'll defend it.
The
He'll
Corbin,
win.
the mess up with Corbin and possibly putting Angle into it. I also heard that the original opponent wasn't Mysterio, that it was supposed to be Cena. And they were going to do something like tie in with all that R-Truth, like John Cena's my hero stuff.
Like we said before, Truth was some funny stuff.
He's he's the best on the mic for when it comes to like the comic relief stuff.
Right.
I think I don't think anybody does it better than him as far as the funny stuff.
And it is funny. Like it has me chuckling when I watch it.
When he did that one spot where he was asking Carmella, what would John Cena do? When he started that, what would John Cena do?
Right.
And she was like, he'd fight them both. And he was like, dang, he's brave. I about fell off the chair when they did that.
And he got a pop out of that,
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I hope they keep pushing that what would John Cena stuff do. I could see merch coming from that. And
T-shirts galore.
And then maybe have him just, like, go crazy and just turn on them out of nowhere.
Well, that'd be great. I'm all about that.
So we kind of went into all the rumors and kind of touched on the main card, but now we're into the main card, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. The only person I know that's even in it is Strowman, and if he doesn't win, I'd be really pissed off, I think. I heard he's in trouble. And that's why his role just keeps getting smaller and smaller.
He used to be so, like, they were pushing him to the moon, and now he's like.
But if you
look,
he looks phenomenal right now.
Oh, he's in great
shape.
He's in
the best shape that he's been in. I was, even my kids said something. My 3-year-old said that Strowman looked stronger than normal.
He never did not look stronger.
Yeah.
I mean,
he looked like he's more defined, and he's less like he's not as. He looked more like he's actually lifting weights than more natural. Like he looked more natural in the earlier part of this year, I guess.
Well, he had to wrestle Rush the other day. He was throwing him around like a wet noodle, and I was like, oh my! He was just, and then he does that move, or when he runs around runs around the ring and he shoulder blocks somebody and he throws him into like 7th row,
Yeah, if he doesn't win that, I don't care who else is in it.
He probably will, unless it's somebody that you never or this is the funny thing, the dude from the Heavy Machinery.
Oh yeah, Dozer.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
Yeah, because he's got a personality.
He's hilarious
and he's strong as hell.
Yeah,
and he can work too.
Yeah, for a bit.
If
he's like a big bowling ball,
right? That'll be my long shot. If Heavy Machinery is in that, I'm taking that dude to win.
Okay, yeah, because they could double team to get him out,
right?
Like Strowman. Yeah,
that'll be.
Unfortunately, that I looked all over. I didn't see anybody on the list except Strowman.
They'll just throw everybody in. They'll just throw it's like a potpourri of workers.
Yeah, I didn't even think though that I like the idea of Dozer winning that.
Yeah, he's naturally strong.
I feel like it's going to get to a point where he's going to outshadow his partner, and then he's going to go on his own.
He looks like Jake the Milkman from AWA.
And let's see the women's battle royal. You said
I'm going to go, like I said before, with that Lacey Evans.
Yeah,
and I don't know who's all in there, but that just keep. And I've seen her work many times, and she's an athlete, and she can work. And I think just her skits coming out.
I think somebody young is gonna, like you said, Lacey Evans. If it's not her, it's gonna be somebody young,
right?
That they really want to push. Maybe an NXT.
Sure, it could be Baszler from the whatever night that the NXT takeover is. Yeah. I believe she's coming up to the roster.
Okay,
I believe something, and she. Like I said before, she might have something. She might be seen in WrestleMania somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And that'd be a good way to transition her into the night after.
Yeah, something.
And then let's see, we got Buddy Murphy, the cruiserweight champion, versus Tony Nese. I don't really follow the cruiserweights.
I don't either, but I have seen Buddy Murphy in the pay-per-views matches, and his matches are sometimes the cruiserweight match. The last one I think was real good. So, but I don't think Tony Nese is a challenger unless he's did some stuff lately. So I think he's gonna retain. Murphy's gonna retain the title, I believe.
Okay. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. I think this is going to be the most entertaining match of the night. I think these are the two best workers in the company. As far as
it'll be the longest match of the night.
Yeah. I absolutely love AJ Styles. And
I do too.
I'm not a huge Orton fan, but I'm a big fan of Orton's matches. If that makes any sense.
Right, because I think his real personality come out when he just is so arrogant. He's probably arrogant in real life too.
Yeah.
It's like if you and your son was seen him and and your son wanted an autograph, I think Orton would just keep on trucking. Or AJ would be like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey buddy," and he'd sign something, you know what I mean, and that'd be cool.
I almost fought Virgil because of that.
I almost fought Virgil once too.
Do you want to swap the Virgil story?
Well, when I did an APWF show, we brought him in, and he spray painted me because we did part of the NWO. He was with the Freebirds 2000. He spray painted me. I couldn't get the paint off, and I was in Steel City Con with at the promoter at the time, Chris Lash, and I heard Virgil talking shit on me because I was doing the Bubster gimmick with blonde hair. I heard him talk about me, and I went right around the corner, and I know Lash, said, "Hey, you don't need to be talking like that, and we're not going to use you anymore." And I was pretty offended. I was like, "Who the hell does he think he is?" And then I see him put a table at Buffalo Wild Wings and every place gone under the sun. You know what I mean?
The site is no longer available. There used to be a site called Lonely Virgil, and it would just have him at the different flea markets and stuff around town.
Yeah, he was I mean, maybe he was better in his older day when he wrestled in the 80s, but I thought he was a prick. Like, I mean, he was just bashing me, and I wasn't going to take it, and I wasn't going to get in a fisticuffs, but I would have if I had to. But I think he's a ex-boxer. He probably boxed my ears off.
Yeah,
so,
but it's funny. A comedian friend of mine, Ty Mack, grew up with him, I guess, and he was like, he always tells me, "Hey, Double D, it's a good thing you didn't. He would have mopped the floor with you." I was like, "Thanks, Mac." Like, you don't have any. This was a young Todd, full of piss and vinegar.
Sure.
I was, I'm not the guy that you see now. But it was weird. I was in South Hills Village Mall. It was right when him and DiBiase came over to WCW with the NWO. I had an NWO T-shirt on.
Right.
I walked up to him at the mall, and I said, "Hi, sir." I tried to shake his hand, and he went, "Do I know you?" And he kept going. I just wanted to meet him and shake his hand. That was it. Like, he knew why I was coming up to him. I mean, I had an NWO shirt on.
I think a dentist in Indiana used to do his teeth and said he was a prick back then. Yeah. So I mean, he's a prick.
So who would have thought we would have Virgil tied into the WrestleMania pre-WrestleMania podcast?
He probably didn't like my blonde hair at the time too, because I had my hair dyed blonde and I was a poor man's version of Hogan. So you know what I mean. I just thought it was cool. But
yeah.
It's just funny at the Steel City Con. I hear my, what about that guy, the crap guy that did that Hogan gimmick, and I turn around the corner and he's talking about me. I was like, yeah.
Well, at least he was talking about it.
Yeah, well,
So, next match, Shane and Miz. I think it's going to be an entertaining match, but like you said, if Shane doesn't blow up,
Shane doesn't try to do like the craziest stuff in the world.
We know he's going to do something like that.
He's going to go coast to coast, of course.
Yeah, maybe onto the announce table. Something,
but they have to keep him like he can't lose because it'll take the heat away from his heel turn.
Yeah,
so he has to probably go over on the Miz, which I like the Miz now, even though he's from Cleveland and I don't like anything from Cleveland.
I think the Miz is another one that they use wrong.
Yeah,
I think he could go either way, either side of it, face or heel. And he could he could be a guy that carries one of the brands.
Well, like I said though, they have to give it to Shane because it would kill if Miz pins Shane, it's going to kill all the heat that from that.
That's the thing about the Miz is he is so good that he makes whoever he's in there with looks so much better.
Right.
So he's just like he's gonna blow up that pump up the
He took an ass
best in the
beating
world.
too.
You know, the best in the world gimmick. He's gonna pump that up for Shane.
Well, he made Shane look. When Shane was beating his ass, he sold it too. He sold. His dad didn't sell it all though. His dad was like, he's not a very good. They should have gave him a few pointers.
Lesson or
yeah, your son's getting the crap beat out of him. You're just sitting there, and then all of a sudden you want to do something after the fact.
Yeah,
come on, anybody's parent see their kid getting their ass beat, or it's gonna come. Yeah, not 10 minutes later.
Well, we talked a little bit about Kurt Angle, Baron Corbin. That most likely tomorrow night, Monday, they're going to scrap it. They're going to put Cena into it. But I like your theory. I think Angle goes over, even though that's not.
And he's been training down at IWC at the training place for like months now. And
he looks so slow.
I know, but he looks. But he could do other stuff.
He dropped a few pounds, but he just looks slow.
When he was competing against Chad Gable, it was rough. I'm sure it was, and they put on a great match.
I think Cena's gonna make it look like his best match, because I think Cena's underrated for his work in the ring. I know you're not a Cena fan, but
I know
the AJ. Like, I didn't think Cena was going to come up to AJ's level when they feuded.
He did.
And that was some great matches that they had.
Well, this match here, if Cena and Angle wrestle, could be better than what we think, I guess.
Yeah.
And then that could be the sleeper match, maybe, of WrestleMania.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But I kind of think if Angle goes over, like you say, I think that could happen. What's to say Corbin just doesn't come out and just jump Angle and just because you're not really right. Am I right about this? You're not supposed to go out on top.
Or Corbin comes out and jumps Angle, and then Cena makes a save, and it's Cena versus Corbin.
Huh.
And then I would have to take John Cena because I'm not a big Corbin fan.
Yeah, I just think they're using him wrong right now. They need to tweak his gimmick.
Yeah, he needs to look more like a badass.
Yeah, when he shaved that hair, like. Even though he only had 5 strands of hair, I kind of like that hair better than the. Now he just looks like a little kid.
I just think he looks like a maitre d', a big maitre d'.
Yeah,
because and he's dress shoes go. And I know they don't do their gimmick like they used to and stuff back in the day, but look like a wrestler. You know what I mean?
I think he does some facial hair.
Yeah, I couldn't wrestle. I
thought pants, they were They were going somewhere with the Constable thing, and then they tied him to Stephanie, and then went into the whole Raw thing.
He's good on the mic, though.
Yeah,
he's good at getting heat. His matches have been a little better.
Yeah,
they had that faction with him and Bobby Lashley, and
that's the thing. They were
Drew.
teasing it, and then they killed it.
They killed it. Like that would have been a strong thing.
Yeah, but then Lashley's kind of doing his own thing with the Intercontinental title and all that.
Right.
Triple H Batista. I think 10 years too late.
Yeah, I don't know how Drax is going to handle that.
Batista looks good.
Yeah,
he looks good. When was the last time anybody seen him work? It's been a long time.
The only last time I seen him work, he was killing the Planet Ego in the Volume 2 of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, he did a run before Guardians 2 came out.
I think he did something.
And it was really short. He was in and out.
And Triple H, is his arm still messed up a little bit? Or Triple H will, be the general in the ring, and Batista, and it'll probably be Triple H going over. But I don't think this match is going to be.
I think the entrances are going to be longer than the actual match.
Probably.
They're going to be the most elaborate entrances of the night.
Yeah, because Batista don't have too much.
It would be really cool if they did a Drax-themed or a Marvel-themed entrance for Batista.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because Triple H is going to go all out.
Yeah. And at the end, he just disappears like when Thanos snapped his fingers. At the end, he just disappears.
That'd be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't know. This is not one I'm looking.
I'm looking forward to the entrances more than the match.
Well, you know who's going to come out? Flair is going to come out and cost Batista his match.
Or,
that's what's going to happen.
Or.
Okay.
What if Flair and Batista set Triple H up, and Batista decimates him.
That's a good one. Because they used to be tag team champs.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
because you didn't actually see him beat the shit out of Flair. You just saw him drag him out of the locker room.
And it should have happened. Like, they should have let the Flair thing go and then Batista come in and do something. You know what I mean? Because they had all that stuff, and it was supposed to be a big birthday extravaganza.
Yeah. They kind of teased it, the Batista Triple H thing at the anniversary show when they had them Evolution join up. But I thought they were going more towards Batista.
Oh, you know what?
Orton.
I think now that you said that, that could happen too. That could happen.
Yeah.
Because Flair is the dirtiest player in the game.
Yeah. But what would be the motive?
I can't see a motive.
Yeah.
Unless he's better friends with Batista, and I'm better friends with Dave. And Dave called me when I was sick, and you didn't call me. You said you called me,
like that,
and you didn't, and that's why I'm going with Dave over you. But they're all buddy. You know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
Social media has killed everything.
Yeah, that it has, but it also has helped a lot of indie guys too, because you have YouTube and things like that. So everybody's trying to do those extreme. Like, there's that one female wrestler on the indie scene who does like all the gross stuff.
That's terrible.
Like, she threw her tampon at somebody the other day.
And then Joey Ryan does that move where it's just I feel like I'm moving on a Jim Cornette rant.
It's what are they doing? It's just like what I can do to get attention, but sometimes getting the attention could be the wrong attention.
It's not. It's just not. I don't know. I think old school guys are like just shaking their head, and everybody's like, "Oh well, now it's like now you're
because
getting
with Twitter, if you get somebody's attention on Twitter and all
that's what you do. What have you done lately?" So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, if it's done right and you treat it like a professional, you could probably make things happen for yourself. Like when you were coming up, you'd probably have a different opportunity. I know a guy on the indie scene who he uses social media right. The Beast Man, Beast Man.
Yeah,
he's always on social media, but he's pushing himself to get to those other promotions and things like that.
I seen one video where he's walking across the streets in Pittsburgh and in
full gimmick,
and cars are going by, and he's like, "Rah!" and he got that big bone. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then he walks he'll do it like random places. Like one time he walked into a museum, another time he walked into like a pizza shop.
Right. And he's come a long way too. I seen him work against Rhino at a VOW show, and he was phenomenal.
I think he worked Billy Gunn not that long ago.
Okay,
too.
he can work, and he can move for a big guy.
For a big guy, he moves good. A nice guy too. It was funny when I did a thing at PWX about 2 years ago. We were walking the champion Dean Radford out to the ring, and there was like a feud with him and Justin Idol, and so like Idol was fighting Beastman. And they just said, "Go ahead, go out and just start doing your radio show on the middle of the match." And so we just stood on the ramp and started just doing the podcast and caused Idol to lose the match. And then they were like, "Oh, yeah, when the match is over, go in and interview Beastman." Well, I didn't know anything about Beastman at the time. He didn't talk.
Right.
So, like, they're trying to have me interview him. He's eating the microphone and hitting me with the bone.
That's a big bone, too. It ain't no small bone.
So our time at PWX, with Fight Society now, it was fun, and that guy's a good
right. And the social media nowadays. I mean, I wish I had it when I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't have it back, and it was better to.
It's hurting NFL players too. Look at Brown and Bell. I mean, we felt it pretty hard here in Pittsburgh.
You can get their jerseys down here, on the South Side for about 1950. You know what I mean? Everything's on. It's a burn cell.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good if you know how to use it, but it could be deadly if you don't.
So 2 more matches. The women's main event: Rousey, Lynch, and Flair.
This is your main event. I believe this.
Yeah.
This will be the main event.
It should. Do you think it's the last match of the night?
I think so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It could switch.
No, I mean I'm sticking with my theory. We talked about it earlier in the show. If Sasha and Bayley retain as women's tag champions, I almost want to say that if the horsewomen unite and take out Rousey, I'm gonna say Lynch is gonna win that, and then Charlotte's gonna go on SmackDown and take the SmackDown title, because you don't want them all on the same show.
No, and that's good. But is Rousey done after this match?
I think she has a stint that she's going to be away for a while, and this would be the great, because she's just running through these women like nothing.
Oh, she's just
so they need to do
them.
something to make it so it's to even the equalizer for her to, so it's not a one-on-one scenario. It's all a big setup. Maybe even have Stephanie involved, because she's just kind of spitting Stephanie's face from day one.
Right. That'd be good. And then, well, I was going to take Lynch anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's just that. But it's too obvious, though.
You
too
think
obvious.
the horsewomen thing is too obvious?
No,
or just Lynch
winning?
winning?
I just think Lynch winning is too obvious. I think the horseman thing is a great idea. And then it would calculate, like I said, Baszler up from NXT to help Rousey, and then the other two girls. But those two other girls are more. They need more. It's not flowing.
Well, I think Rousey's going to be gone for a while, and I have a theory on it. I think she might be pregnant.
Well, that could be.
I think.
I mean, her little social media outburst, and like when she did that, like.
Yeah, but is that part of the gimmick right now?
I think it's part of the act. But
I think she's terrible on the microphone. I think when it's
real,
when they're cheering for her and everything's going good, she handles it. But as soon as she doesn't know how to handle it when.
Well,
she's not embracing the boot. Yeah,
she was smiling too much when she came out. I think she didn't know
sweetheart.
She didn't know how to cut the promos, and she was like overwhelmed. And it's not like UFC. UFC is totally different than pro wrestling anyway. You got to learn how to talk. And I think now she has that attitude where she doesn't care. I think her promos come off a little bit better.
But you can tell, like, when she gets she gets emotional,
right?
Too upset,
too emotional,
and then it's like then it starts. Distorting what she's saying, and
then Charlotte is the uncommon denominator, because Flair is just phenomenal. She's a phenomenal worker.
Yeah,
and she looks good.
Unless
I think
Becky's that hurt that they need someone else to carry that match,
right?
But I honestly think that the Becky thing was an accident. I don't think she was even in the equation for this match. I think it was Charlotte and Ronda all the way
because
from
of that
day
match,
one.
That match where they
with
wrestled
the kendo stick, and I think,
and that's been put to the side because now it's Lynch and Rousey,
all because Jax busted her open, and this phenomenon, the man, came about just because of that.
Right, and people, it was a grassroots campaign.
I think the one thing I do love about Lynch is her facial expressions when they're like in each other's face and the other person is just talking trash to her and she has that smug look on her face. I think they're making a mistake by pairing her with like a comparison to Stone Cold.
Right.
I don't think they need to do that.
No.
I think the man is its own
entity.
It doesn't need to be tied to Stone Cold at all.
No. And I think just when I watch it, back in the day, when you get closer to WrestleMania, I watch it all. But 3 hours of Raw is like more talking.
Tough.
It's crap sometimes. But I would, in SmackDown, it was bad. I would actually fast forward, but I saw Lynch come on, I would actually play it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's the total role reversal as I did like 20 years ago. I'd have never done that because the ladies wrestling was not up to par for me. And the storyline is so compelling, but I think she's going to take it. But now, if you think about
where is it going to go?
I don't know. And you added that 4 Horsemen thing into the equation, and I really like Lynch, Flair, and Bailey, but I hate Sasha.
Yeah.
So 3 out of 4 is.
See, now I'm the opposite of you. I hate Bailey.
Oh, I love
Bailey. Sasha.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know why.
Because I like Bailey when she was getting the crap beat about her at NXT, and she had that drive.
Yeah,
and I think
the
Bailey,
underdog.
I think Bailey's a better worker than Sasha.
She definitely is. She's probably one of the top 5 on the roster.
Yeah.
Probably underrated. because she's not the big star in the groups.
Well, she's not if they're based maybe on looks, but maybe
Yeah.
on talent and ability, Lynch or Bailey is better.
I think with the gimmick they used with her early on, where she was a fan, and I think that hurt her in some of her development.
Yeah,
Coming up,
right.
And I hate that hug thing. That stupid hug.
No,
gimmick.
because she was the John Cena of the female.
Yeah.
That's how I portrayed it. And I was like, well, I like Bailey doing the Cena thing, but I can't like Cena for doing the Cena
Yeah.
thing. So it's crazy.
Yeah, so I know Ron is not going to walk out of Mania with the title. I know that.
No, I agree with you on that.
I think she's on a long extended absence, and I wouldn't even be shocked if shortly after Mania.
Her husband's a badass too.
Yeah. Now he was on TV. Does that mean he's coming too?
I don't know.
Because he was on Raw, 2 weeks ago or last week?
He was on last week, and he punched one of the guys playing security.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And took her out and picked her up and took her out. So is he going to be in her corner? Because that's the only person she's ever going to trust is her husband.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, it's
does
kind of them two
WWE
versus the world right
Yeah.
now. Maybe he talks better.
I don't know.
But yeah, I could see her possibly being pregnant or trying to be pregnant
what I
shortly
hear.
after Mania.
Yeah.
And then when she comes back, that's when
She's making so much money.
Yeah.
And she's put them signing her made this ladies division just explode.
yeah. But I think the only mistake they made is they have her decimating
Yeah.
these women.
That Dana Brooke thing, man.
Oh.
If you hadn't got a sandwich, man, you were
You know what's
screwed.
funny is I was thinking about this the other day. I think the Dana Brooke thing is all going to work out in Dana Brooke's favor.
Her promo was compelling and
Because
passionate
were
enough.
you talking about Dana Brooke? Would we even be talking about Dana Brooke
No.
right now?
No.
So, I mean, she may have taken a step back with that, but she may take 10 steps forward when she comes back.
She's a hell of an athlete.
So,
And she has to make her own accord, and she can needs a little bit more seasoning.
it puts her in that spotlight where she was just blending in
Yeah,
before.
because she didn't even get anything. No offensive maneuvers at all in that match.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So, she'll come back hurt. She'll be hurt. She'll make a comeback. And I think she'll be more legitimate.
Maybe she cost Ronda the championship.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I just, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I got my ass beat twice in 2 weeks. I tell you what, lady, I'm going to cost you your title.
Yeah.
I'm a nobody, but I'm going to be a somebody after I do this. I don't know.
Yeah, that is. But I really am set on this. I mean, I don't know the horsewoman thing.
We should just go and see if we can apply for creative.
Why don't we just start a promotion?
Oh,
you got all the stuff now.
no. About $30,000 maybe.
And then the last
Our
match.
women would hate it if we did. I
yeah.
tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because we'd be
Yeah.
on the phone a lot.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins.
Who you taking?
If it's not Seth, man.
You're going to take Seth?
Yeah, it has to be.
I'm going to
Seth.
take Brock Lesnar
Yeah.
because everybody thinks Seth Rollins is going to win, so I'm going to take Brock.
I mean, I want my favorite two guys in the company right now. Seth and AJ.
Seth can work. I mean, he can. He's phenomenal.
And you know what I liked about him is he was like, I'm so tired of hearing people say this is boring. And then like he took it up like 3 more notches.
Sure.
One of my favorite videos of Seth on YouTube that I found was when he was in the Independence. There was like this big fat guy standing there and he does a moonsault off his belly.
Yeah, I see that.
So
you know he's a hell of an athlete.
You're gonna take Brock.
I'm taking Brock because it just happens how you look at the whole card on a whole, and then if Kofi wins the title,
Yeah.
okay,
Not gonna have 2 switches.
Does they have 2 guy heavyweight championship switches on a Mania? You know what I mean? That's what I thought about this when we were going to do this show. I was like, oh, did they do that? And then switch up the ladies
title.
match. They switched the ladies match, and did they give it to? And Vince loves Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And
Well, I heard he's going to be one of the main focal points of the new SmackDown when it goes to Fox.
well, and Brock is viable, and he'll probably take that championship to Fox, maybe.
Hmm.
I'm going to go with Brock. Nothing against. I don't hate Seth or
Yeah.
anything like that. I think Seth is a great athlete and a great professional wrestler. I just think that.
Do you think Seth will be the face of the company someday? If he's not almost there yet?
He's close to it now.
Yeah.
But also, too, if they take Brock and he goes to SmackDown, that means Seth will be the face of Raw.
Yeah.
You know, but eventually he's going to have to face him and Roman are going to have to face.
Yeah, they're going to have to face off.
Yeah.
And if Seth comes out with the title, I think
That's the writing on the wall.
that, and especially if he goes over on McIntyre, that's the next step.
Yeah, but does Seth Rollins go over on Brock when Roman never? I don't think he ever went over on. Roman never beat Brock.
Right. It was the last time they fought was
It was a
in
cage.
Saudi Arabia, and
Right.
he technically won, but
He got
put
screwed.
Lesnar through the cage.
So that could start some controversy and be like, yeah, I beat Brock and you
But
didn't.
you never did.
Yeah. Which is, it could be compelling, and that could be also next year's WrestleMania main event.
I think the Ambrose got to.
Where's he at?
They
are you
got to
talking
tie
about
him
him?
into the mix somewhere. I just
Or does wait? See, since we didn't talk about Dean, does Dean help Roman because Drew beat the living bejesus out of him?
yeah,
See,
he's got to tie into the show somehow.
Somehow, yeah, we
But
forgot about him.
Which match is he going to affect the most, or if he affects either one?
I would say more Roman because
Yeah.
Drew beat the living bejesus out of him.
Yeah.
Bad.
Now,
Which looked great.
do you think it's a gimmick, him leaving? Do you think it's part of the show? Why would they? I think if it wasn't part of the show, they wouldn't talk about it so much, and they'd seem to bring it up all the time.
It's probably part of the show because if it wasn't part of the show, they'd never say anything about it.
Well, and to play devil's advocate on it, do you remember when Brock and Goldberg were leaving?
Right.
They talked about it
Right.
heavily.
I just listened to that podcast on Pritchard's podcast. They talked about that exact same thing.
And
know what I mean?
and that match should have been so much better than it was if they were
terrible.
both staying.
It's terrible. And that was
Yeah.
probably I think that's probably the worst match ever in Mania.
The biggest disappointment
Yes.
in Mania history.
And they said when Stone Cold come out and stunned them both, that was the pop, and that's what everybody wanted to see because
Yeah.
they didn't want to see either because both of them were leaving anyway.
Yeah, and I think the fans got cheated with the Goldberg Austin thing because they were always compared so much.
Sure.
You know, like I guess like the Goldberg thing
But Austin
was
always a
an
better worker.
accident. He got the fans took to him, but he was more like a shoot on Austin
Yep.
from WCW.
And he trained him in the power plant, and it came to fruition and stuff. But Austin's a better worker, always has been
Oh,
because
yeah.
he did the
Better on the
territories
mic.
and he just worked his ass off. You know what I mean? And just a shame that he could have been so much better than he was. But getting
Yeah.
dropped on your head has its effects.
Yeah.
And he could have been a mountain higher than where he's at. I mean, he's still in a mountain, but he could have been somewhere higher.
Yeah, for sure. That wraps up the entire card. So
Nice little bow.
What we know, and what we think we know.
I thought
when
this was awesome.
When this aired,
is
I
awesome.
know this is like we're talking wrestling, and it seems like it's entertaining to me. So we'll see how the fans take to it.
Well, I hope they download it and listen to it. And
412-407-SHOW. Call the Idiot Radio Anytime line. Leave us a message. Let us know what you think. If you like it, maybe we could do something like this maybe once a month or so. Like if it's well
game for anything.
received, maybe I never really.
I didn't
ever
swear
thought-
one time either.
I did a couple.
I didn't say the F word.
Yeah,
so I'm good.
Yeah. So if
Yeah,
you
I
don't
didn't say the F word.
You're all right.
Yeah, I'm good.
So yeah, if you guys take to it and you think this was entertaining and you want to see more of it, let us know and we'll gladly oblige.
Yeah, I'll travel down from the country, come down to the big city.
Yeah, and we could do we could do some stuff on
And
the
the
road.
studio's
and-
phenomenal, like I said at the beginning. It's great. It's an honor to even be mentioned and an honor to be asked. And
Yeah, this
I'm
is
just-
I wouldn't even think twice with having you on the roster. You're the
Oh,
first.
well, God bless you.
So now let's to just close it all out. Our favorite WrestleMania moments. Why don't you go first?
Well, mine would be the one that started it all because I'm a lot older than you, and I remember everything as it went down to a T. Like I remember the.
I don't think we're that much.
I'm gonna be 48 years old.
Okay, so I'll be. You got 4 on me.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
you look in your early 30s.
Yeah, I'll be
you
44
do.
this year.
Oh, you don't look it. Well, they say I don't look 47 either.
No,
but I don't
didn't
act
think
it.
you were
but,
that. I didn't
well,
think you were that age.
My mother's good genetics. But I would say it would be, to me, it'd be WrestleMania 1 due to the
Yeah.
Warner score, seeing.
It was before pay-per-view. We were
Yeah.
watching it on closed circuit. I
Right.
remember my cousins got a special box from the cable company, and we watched it that way.
Well, I watched it at my neighbor's house because they had one of the big, huge satellites, where you
Oh,
could see
yeah.
from the sky, and it was a little scrambled. And he was a wrestling fan, and he helped me out and get into wrestling and stuff, and go to shows. And I watched it at his house, and I'm sure his wife at that time probably, and they're still married, but they probably didn't like a young kid coming to the house, knocking on the door, watching TBS because I didn't get it at my house, and
Yeah.
I didn't watch pay-per-view. But yeah, that match there with Hogan, and Mr. T, which Mr. T didn't do anything, but he was an icon in the 80s with the A-Team, and then Piper. Just anything Piper. I mean, for me, the two of them, the yin and yang for me is Hogan and Piper. Always been a mark for both.
Yeah.
So, and at that time,
They were the ultimate
heel face. Yeah.
They without one there wouldn't be the other.
Nope,
Yeah.
there would not be. And people need to realize that they always, in companies and stuff, you always got to have the one, and then you got to have the other side. 'Cause
Yeah.
then it works good. If
Like
both
Star
are good.
Wars.
Yeah.
The light and the dark.
The light in the dark. Yeah.
So I was funny because you told me your pick, and I couldn't find anything Hogan, Hogan and Mr. T. YouTube is like, I guess WWE got all that stuff,
They probably
Shut
took
down.
it back. Yeah.
but I did find like a little 1-minute recap of WrestleMania 1. So I'll play that. I got a little clip of that. So
Okay.
here it is.
Welcome, everyone. The World Wrestling Federation presents WrestleMania. Santana off the ropes. Oh, hard forearm. I don't think he'll last. SD Jones, I want you to think about that big avalanche, and I want you to think about a 5-count. David Sammartino going outside. Johnny Valiant picks him up. Body slam. Look at that move. Knocked the wind out of him. Sensational victory for Ricky Steamboat. Valentine goes to the eyes. Look at that. He got away with it. Santana telling the referee. Reversal of decision. The dog is the winner.
I predict I got the next World Tag Team Champions right here.
Look at this. Albert picks him up. He's so down. 15-pound worth of body slam.
Lanny Carr, you better watch out because he's a powerful one, because he's a powerful woman.
I believe it's the new champion. Nose to nose in the center of the ring. Oh, nice save by Mr. T. Look out. He got out.
Yeah, so that was like a 1-minute recap.
But just
of-
listening to Gorilla and Jesse, just
The
you know what I mean?
commentating is. I love Corey on commentary. I think he brings that Heenan flavor to it.
Sure.
But like,
I think
Yeah.
he's better. I think he's better than Michael Cole.
yeah, he definitely is. I hear Michael Cole's not gonna be around much longer.
Well, God bless America.
His
on that,
role
too.
will change.
He'll probably be higher up. And,
But I think since Heenan, Corey has definitely followed in those footsteps and is definitely doing things very similar to Heenan.
he's everywhere.
Yeah.
SmackDown, Raw.
And then, the
He was
talent.
great on NXT.
Yeah, so he's I'd like to see him in the ring a little more. Us being in Pittsburgh, we got to see him in the ring a lot when
Right.
he was Sterling James Keenan.
Never say in this business you can never say never.
Never say
You
never,
can never say
right?
never.
I'd
Except
like-
for me, I'm saying never.
Do you think his brother comes, Sam?
Oh, I would love it.
I think he's ready.
He's so phenomenal. I remember the one time he worked for me at APWF, and him and Ashton Amherst. I tell you what, that was the greatest tag team in the independents I've ever seen. 'Cause
Yeah.
they were so good on the mic, and they were awesome. And Sammy is such a good guy.
And now it was when he was really green.
yeah. And
Now
he's
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 been all over the world.
I seen him at an IWC show last year, and he was right on. And I watch his stuff on YouTube and stuff like that, and he's phenomenal. And I now is the time that he could go back to NXT, and I think
Yeah.
and he could be We could watch him in WrestleMania in the next
And then I
3
heard
years from
DJ Z is there too, another guy.
now.
Fairly local.
He just signed like last week. I believe.
Yeah, so that's great. I mean,
It's always good to have Pittsburgh home. You know,
yeah, and then two guys that I know personally. So yeah, I'm saying I just interviewed Sam
and one
not
more
that long
one
ago.
more person they need to sign and should sign somewhere is big time Bill Collier. I've been a big time Bill Collier fan for a long time.
Okay.
He's unsigned.
I don't know
talent.
him, so you off
Huge, just phenomenal. He can do stuff that big man can't do, and he does it. So I mean, he should be signed.
We're talking Pittsburgh local. What about Elias? Is he?
He's going to do something.
He's
we
gotta
forgot
do
about, He's got to
something.
do something.
He's got to do something.
He's going to
in the
sing
mix.
something. See, we forgot. They need to let him work more.
Now, is Jarrett going into the Hall of Fame?
Well, I think.
Oh, it was last year.
That was last year, but he
Yeah.
also signed as creative now. Now he's
Yeah.
working behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're bringing a lot of guys.
I thought maybe they would play something with
So how
the-
does that work? You know, Kurt Angle and Jarrett in the same
The same
company again.
locker room,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. But no, Western Pennsylvania wrestling on a whole is very, very good. There's
Yeah,
a lot
look
of,
at all the guys
There's a
on
lot
the
of
show.
promotions and stuff, and people run. I mean, there's shows every weekend around here. You can't
Yeah.
go to them all because you have to get like 3 jobs. But
Yeah, he'd be broke.
yeah, you got to pick and choose. You know.
What?
Yeah, but
My
it's something.
my WrestleMania moment for me would probably be WrestleMania 3
Oh, okay. Why? Well, how so?
when the Hulkster slammed the Giants.
Oh, okay.
I mean, as a kid, you don't want to see that. As an adult, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see somebody slam the Giant like that, especially after seeing that documentary and you kind of get into his personal life and
Right.
what his career was up to that. But as a kid, that was the greatest moment in wrestling history. When,
I've seen lately. I just posted on my Facebook page where Andre was taking moves and taking bumps like a fiend, and then they had a video I have on my thing where guys were slamming him before Hogan slammed him. Like Hogan slammed him numerous times, but the thing is though, when he got more heavy, he was getting harder and harder to slam. When he
Yeah.
was 390 pounds or 400, he was up for the guys and everything.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe it.
wow. So yeah, that's probably the greatest moment for me. Is
Well,
when
that 97,000, 93,000 people. I mean, that was a
screaming.
spectacle.
Was that Tokyo Dome
Where he got,
or not Tokyo Dome? The
That was-
Sky Dome in Canada. Or,
That was the WrestleMania 3?
yeah,
That was in Detroit.
Detroit. Okay.
That was the Pontiac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was probably, the numbers probably might have been engaged, so it inflated a little higher.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's what they say. I don't know. But
Yeah. So here's my clip. Hogan slamming
right.
Andre.
We're seeing what this guy is really made of. What he is. The greatest professional athlete in the world today. Look at this. He's slammed the Giant.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Oh, dropping a big leg. Over for the cover.
It's over. Unbelievable.
Like you can hear the crowd like roaring. Like you don't hear that,
No.
not like that
no.
anymore. And sometimes they even filter it in. You could tell when they
Right.
filter it in.
That was something. I mean,
But
that.
the commentary, like we were saying when we were talking about WrestleMania 1, the commentary really made a difference in the. And I think it's kind of fallen back a little bit where they helped tell the story.
Well, yeah. I mean,
the old school way.
we're listening to it, and as we listen to it, I can actually picture everything going down, and those because I seen it live at that time.
Yeah.
But those two were phenomenal for many years.
Ventura on the. I mean, Vince was amazing on. I thought before anybody knew that he was the owner of the company,
Right.
he was the voice of the company, and he was amazing on the microphone. So, I think that's gonna
That's-
wrap up our WrestleMania
That's why we love it.
show. We're getting ready. We're excited. April 7th. I think I'm gonna, if the weather permits, I'm gonna put it on the 10-foot screen out in the yard.
Oh, your
with a
neighbors
fire.
will love that.
Yeah, they might come over.
Yeah.
Bring a beer. Come on. But I think that's it. Don't forget to check out the Triple B Experience on idiotradio.net.
I love the support, and you guys will be entertained if you listen to me. It's raw, it's uncensored,
Yeah.
and it's passionate. So, and I appreciate, like I said, Todd giving me the opportunity on idiotradio.net to actually capture the stuff that I love and actually talk about it because I can't get in the ring anymore, but I can still run my mouth.
Yeah,
So.
and if we can get together once in a while and do this, maybe for the big ones.
Oh yeah, I thought this was awesome.
I think we're onto something here. So
I hope so. This is great. I mean, this being in the studio, it feels it's nice people, and it's coming from my little thing in my house is totally. This is the Rolls Royce of studios that I've ever been in, and I've been in some radio shows and stuff like this, but this is this is the top notch right here, Todd. So
well, I appreciate.
Hey, I appreciate all the support you give me, and I shoot it right back at you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening, and give us your feedback.
Thank you.
Let us know. 412-407-SHOW. Call, text, leave a message. We're out of here, and enjoy WrestleMania.